The Frog Prince. One day, in a faraway kingdom, a wise king lived with his beautiful daughter. The king taught his daughter how to be kind to both people and animals. The king's little daughter loved playing in the woods when the sun was bright and the weather was warm. She would take her golden ball and toss it up into the air and catch it again as it fell. As she grew up, she was never bored of the game, and she would always watch the golden ball roll up in the air and fall back into her hands. One day, as the little princess was playing in the woods with her golden ball, the ball fell into a hole in the ground and vanished. When the princess moved closer to see where it had disappeared to, she found that it had fallen into a deep well. She threw a rock inside the well to check how deep it was, but the splash of water that she expected to hear never came. The princess sobbed. "Oh, my dearest ball, I'd give my finest clothes and jewels to get you back," said the princess. "Why are you crying, my dear princess?" said a voice. The princess looked around, but she could not see anybody except a small, ugly frog. "It's me talking to you, my princess," said the frog. "You are talking?" said the princess, astonished. "Yes, my princess, I can talk, and I can help you too, if you wish," said the frog gently. "I have lost my favourite ball. It fell into the well," said the princess. "I would grant you anything you wish if you can bring it back," she added. "I'm not interested in your fine clothes or jewellery. I only wish for your love and care," said the frog. "If you promise that you will take care of me, let me eat from your plate and sleep in your bed, then I will bring you your ball again." The princess thought that the frog would never be able to bring her ball back. "I promise it all, whatever you ask for, if only you can get me my ball back," said the princess. The frog jumped into the well and disappeared. After a while, the frog came out of the well with the ball in his mouth. The princess grabbed it and ran joyfully back to the palace. "Wait, princess, take me with you. You promised me," croaked the frog. But the princess didn't listen to him. She was not planning to fulfill her promise. The next day, the princess was dining with the king when they heard a knocking on the door and a croaking sound. The princess knew who it was, but did not want the maids to open the door. She ran to the door herself and opened it. "Go away, you ugly creature," said the princess. "You promised that you would take care of me. Let me eat from your plate and sleep in your bed," croaked the frog. The princess slammed the door, but the frog started knocking again until the king came. "What is the matter, my princess?" asked the king. "I will tell you what happened, your majesty," said the frog. After the king had heard what happened, he was angry with his daughter. "You have to fulfill your promise. You gave him your word," said the king. The princess opened the door and reluctantly let the frog in. The frog hopped to the dining room table and jumped onto it. "Bring your golden plate closer to me, please," requested the frog. The princess saw the frog eating from her plate and thought it was disgusting. When she went to sleep, he accompanied her. He jumped onto her bed and relaxed. The princess was so upset to see him sleeping in her bed. "I have to think of a plan to get rid of this frog soon," thought the princess. "I'll ask him to accompany me on a walk in the woods tomorrow to enjoy the bright sun. I'll put him in a small cage so that he doesn't get tired of hopping such a long way," planned the princess. In the morning, she couldn't find him in bed. She called his name, and he jumped out of the vase of flowers on the table. The princess, with her plan in mind, said, "Let's go to the woods together and enjoy the bright sun." The frog was happy to think that she had started to like him, and agreed to her plan. After a long walk, the princess put the small cage on a rock. "Sorry, frog, I'm not happy seeing you eat from my plate and sleep in my bed every day. I'm sure someone will find you and rescue you," said the princess. The frog was too sad to reply. The princess left him and walked a few steps before she fell into an animal trap. She was now hanging from a big tree and caught in a huge net. The frog saw what had happened. He hopped up and down inside the cage until it fell off the rock and broke. "Don't worry, my princess. I'll bring help," cried the frog, hopping towards the palace. "Will he really bring help, or will he pay me back for being ungrateful?" thought the princess. The frog arrived at the palace and told the king what had happened. The king took his guards and followed the frog to the woods. They found the princess and saved her from the hanging net. "I'm so sorry, my dearest frog. I will love you forever and ever," said the princess, and then she leaned over to the frog and kissed him. To everyone's astonished eyes, the frog was transformed into a very handsome young man. "I am the one who is grateful, my princess. A wicked witch cast a spell on me and turned me from a prince into a frog. She said that nothing could reverse the spell unless I could find a princess who would let me eat from her plate and sleep in her bed, and who would love me and one day kiss me," said the prince. The prince and princess were married. News of their wedding travelled to every neighbouring town and city, and they lived happily ever after.